warrior. I'm gonna push forward.
Woo, boy, and welcome to Comic Core Unlimited. And you can just get a glimpse there of our special guest tonight, but I'll get to him in a second. This is the Comic Core Unlimited, your Wednesday show, the new comic book day show that really gets your new comic book day rolling. And as always, we thank you for joining us here on the Comic Core, the channel that has so many great community people coming together, shows every night of the week, sometimes multiple shows every single night. This channel is the channel you better subscribe to because it is always happening here all the time. I'm going to start with a little bit of sad news, then we're going to skip past it. We're not going to worry about it because he's our brother all the time. Welcome back here. But sadly, Comic Spectre, he's a busy guy, got a lot on his plate, a lot going on. He's a serviceman. He's got jobs, working hard, and he's collecting and doing Instagram and YouTube and all these things. It's hard for him to commit, and he's been thankfully pushing and working hard to be a part of the show for all these weeks and weeks now. But it's just become a little bit complicated, and we're sad to say that he will not be on our show going forward unless he can make it as a guest. The invitation will, of course, always be open. He is an OG member of the Comic Core Unlimited and will always be welcome back with open arms. But,
we'll miss him a few other times.
But yeah, you'll definitely see him around, and he'll be trying to produce more content on his own channel. But I will be the first one to admit it is difficult having shows on multiple channels and several different ones during the week. It's complicated, so I totally understand where he's coming from, and we wish him all the best. And we will miss him and hope that he can join us in the chat from time to time, if not on the panel itself. But we're going to move on now to the panel that is here tonight. We got Mr. Jason Comics Misexplained, the man who reads more comics on his day today than I ever read in a week.
I don't know about that. Man? I try, man. Doing good, man. Yeah, I was happy to read as much as I could, man. I love it. You know, it's great. Just having one designated day to do as much as you can, you know, it's awesome. And then once you get it over with, man, you know, once you get your main news stuff over with, then you go back to stuff you missed, you know, throughout the week. And then till next Wednesday, it's awesome.
I get so tired during the week. I'm lucky if I read more than 2 or 3 books in a week, and then I power on the weekend. My girls and I, we read a lot on the weekend. That's how we catch up. Yeah, well, I gotta ask you, what's the album behind you tonight?
Oh man, all right, yeah, dude. It's Rotten Sound. This
one is a crazy cool cover.
This one's like a Maryland Death Fest exclusive. You can only buy it there at the fest, and that was a couple years ago in 2013. But for a while, I was going to every single Maryland Death Fest, and that was a good time. But yeah, it's a limited edition. Oops, just lost it down there.
Comic Head 84.
Comic Head 84.
Yeah, I pulled a Comic Head 84, man. Oh well, I'll get it later. But yeah, it's like limited edition of like 100. So now it's probably worth $10.
Limited to 99.
Yeah.
Oh man, make sure. I'm pretty sure you got some bubble wrap around the floor somewhere. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Enough dust bunnies piled up to cushion the blow. It's cool.
All right, we'll jump over to the host with the most, the guy who gets the show going, Mr. JD, who has got more shows in a week than I can even count. Golden Guys last night. How you doing, man?
Good, very good. Yeah, Golden Guys was a great time. And like I said, we're going to make that a weekly show as well as this. So those will be my 2 main shows going forward.
We got Stranger Things just last week.
Stranger Things was last week. Yep, and that'll be coming up again eventually. So good stuff. But thank you all for joining us tonight. I got The Hunt on Fridays, and then occasionally I'm a fill-in for Comic Core Fridays. And Liz is going to be on a show soon on this channel with Kat Wren coming up. I think I'm sending over the first trade paperback to be read, so we're all excited about that. But anyway, let's get into tonight. We got a guest, don't we?
We do. For the first time, Unlimited has a guest from front to finish. And of course, it's going to be the man, the smooth L Smooth. Look at that hat. Rod Justarican. Man, how you doing?
Well, guys, I'm just here hanging out, man. I feel good. You know, it's late, 10 o'clock. I want to go to bed, but I said, hell no. Push forward. I'm going to hang out with the homies tonight. JD and the whole clan right now, man. That's how we do, man. Actually, when I got the message from John, I was like, hell yeah, it's an honor, dude. I need to be on this thing, and dude, I'm pumped. I'm ready to go, man. I'm just excited. I really am excited. Let's do this. Let's have some.
And I know we got a good guest. When I look behind him and I'm like, that's a great book. That's a great book. That's a great book. That's a great book.
Oh,
So
you
you're
know,
living the
I
dream
got
over
to. Yeah, you know how I do.
If you don't know Rod Justarican and his comics, you can read his shirt. It's right there. He's representing his YouTube world. And he is an awesome brother. And he has shows every week. He's killing that weekend with his Coast to Coast.
I love that.
Oh, it's a great show. He's got his community spotlight on Sundays.
That's a good one too.
He's got his buy it or pass show on Tuesdays. Yeah, he is just slaying the live stream world. You know who he is.
Not really. I'm just happy to have JD the one time. That was like a very cool moment to have JD on the shout out show. That was like epic.
Great time.
Well, we're honored to make you the first official full guest for a show on our channel here with the YouTube Comic Core Unlimited show. But I'm going to run through the chat before we get into our reading list here. Chris Barrett blasting through the door right there at the front. Comic Fu and Old Wolf are here. We got, let's see, Perry Comics was in here right off the bat. Mastodon, good to see you, Don. He is an awesome guy. Great channel.
Yeah, put out some good content today. It was fun.
Absolutely. TJ the Slab Dragon, of course, he's here. Yeah, we want to wish Old Wolf health. He's going to hopefully be feeling a little bit better. There's a nasty bunch of colds going around. People sick all over.
Paul of the Midwest Comic Man's been really sick.
Yeah.
Sick, yeah.
Put a mask on. Put a mask on, guys.
Just don't touch anybody and stay away from George Perez.
You're talking to a guy who works with children. It's not
Patient Zero. George Perez.
Bubble to protect me.
These infested fools.
Got JP's Budget Collecting. Obviously here to respect his brother. We got Edwin, the comic jabroni.
Nice.
Taking good care of Rod here. Chad 90 MF Comics is in here. Kachung, good to see you. Let's see, who am I skipping here? JM Comics. Mr. Garrell is in here. Thank you, sir, for coming by. C. Wood. I just bought my first newsstand t-shirt, so that is on the way. Let's see, who am I missing? Sam I Am Comics is in here. Steven Spock is in here. Who else have we got? Mr. Gretzky. Man, we got a lot of people in here. I didn't realize what I was started when I started going through this.
That's what happens when we had this beautiful panel here, guys.
Even in Christmas, a whole slew and army.
Hey, look at JD fixing his hair. That's how you know it's hot.
Look good for Comic Core.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, thank you all for coming. Please hit that like button if you're enjoying the show, and make sure you come back every Wednesday to check out our channel. Does anybody want to get us started on what they read either today or this week?
I'll start.
All right. I figured the man, because we got some War of the Realms action happening today.
Hell yeah.
Out of the way because I'm not going to get into too many spoilers. Actually,
spoil it away.
It's really good. First of all, Strike Force is easily the best tie-in I've read so far. Written by Dennis Hopeless, which is great, who writes Deadpool again, and he did like X-Force way back when. Not the first X-Force, like Volume 2 or Volume 3 he was doing. And he wrote this, and it's like Deadpool from when he was like with Taskmaster and stuff. It's pretty badass. This is good. This is the Strike Force. It's a pretty cool team. It's a War of the Realms, but it's Deadpool, Carol Danvers, Lady Sif, Black Widow, Winter Soldier, Venom, Captain Britain. Then you got that whole British thing going on over there, and Weapon H. And this is like Deadpool's first interaction with some of these, and it's hysterical. And this is the Game of Thrones and everything in here. It's hysterical. It's like Game of Thrones is happening.
It takes place before War of the Realms, the newest issue, right?
It's actually just before.
Right.
You wouldn't need that. You could read them in out of order if you wanted to, and you say, "Oh, that's how that happened."
Mm-hmm.
It's one small bit in here, but this War of the Realms was phenomenal. This was a good issue. What do you think?
Oh yeah, dude, I loved it. Yeah, that was really cool.
Jason Aaron and Dennis Hopeless. These two guys have worked together before too, so that's what's really good. And the next one I read,
I agree with your War of the. I know I'm on the fence on the War of the Realms fence.
Right.
One thing that confused me though was the Venom symbiote.
You had to read last week's Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I guess when one of the frost giants squashed him, I think you said something like you. I think you've been. You said your symbiote told me about Null, your god or
And your
whatever.
Necrosword. Let me
Yeah,
get.
but he is a symbiote. It's not like
Right.
he's not like I don't know.
I think Malekith plays because everybody thought that would have been originally that's not Eddie Brock. That's probably Flash Thompson. Well, Deadpool spoils it that it's not, that it's actually that symbiote, so it's a little different.
It was weird because like after he got captured, like he looked like the symbiote versions where he was all like kind of slimy, hanging on Stonehenge, like arrested. But it's like, why wasn't he like that before? He was like looked like a full.
Right, there's something in between there that in the Venom, because Venom came out today, and I didn't see a reference to it in the beginning.
Oh, Venom came out today? Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I got it. I didn't read it, so don't worry about it. I'm not going to spoil it.
Well, I was just going to say the reason I liked this War of the Realms issue is it was the best stuff. Again, the reason I'm interested is because I love that, Jason Aaron Thor, Lady Thor run, and seeing, the Queen and King just absolutely laying havoc in this episode or this issue. That's what sold this one for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get 5 and 6 now, guaranteed.
That Odin Iron Man suit was tight as hell.
That was killed. Rod, did you read any of that War of the Realms?
Well, I'm up to date, but I actually pre-ordered that book, so
we're not gonna tell you.
Oh, sorry, spoiler alert.
And I'm used to it. I'm fine with it. So
actually, I have some books that we talk on here, and like Criminal that I have to get, and I want to.
Yes, and Brubaker.
But this is, War of the Realms. What do you think of it so far?
I think it rocks out, man. I mean,
it's so good.
I don't want no tie-ins. No tie-ins. I just want the main story, and that's all I want to read.
There's a few tie-ins that I've been told. I don't really go on Twitter other than I follow these writers and stuff, and they're saying and they're all talking to each other. How it all connects in. Everybody but Kate's. Nothing Kate's does ties in. Nothing.
They had a page at the end of one of the War of the Realms that said and get all these tie-ins, and it was a full page. But I was like, I read that.
There's not that many.
Yeah, the only ones I didn't read was like Squirrel Girl. I was like, all right, well, it's stuff I read anyways. I'm like, that works out.
I'm not reading. If I don't recognize the writer, I'm not going to do it because I'm only following these writers. So, but outside of War of the Realms, this is a Marvel Universe changing storyline if they stick with this. Guardians of the Galaxy, Donny Cates. I'm not saying he did it again, but he probably did. Changing the identity of someone is pretty badass, and what happens in here is really badass.
I think everyone saw it coming, though.
Yeah, but I think you knew it was going to happen, but no spoilers on this one. It's not Cosmic Ghost Rider. It's more Null. How about that? As far as being that kind of a character. It's not Cosmic Ghost Rider where I see an entire run with this character, but you might get a good arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's I see that. For a Kate,
I will say though that there's a great joke in there where he makes fun of how nobody read Death of the Inhumans.
Yeah,
I don't know if you caught that joke. It was funny because it was like somebody talks about how Black Bolt doesn't have his power anymore and all this and that, and then the guys Beta Ray Bill or somebody's like, how did I not know? I think Quill's like, how did I not know this? And he's like, don't worry, not a lot of people didn't know this.
He's like, Bill, what the hell, man?
Yeah. It's great. That's one thing with these comics. I will say that this week's comics, the pop culture references, the stuff that they talk about with each other is great because you have the Game of Thrones reference in here is like literally out of this one. What's going on? There's fire everywhere. It's like Game of Thrones except much uglier.
I just don't watch Game of Thrones. That's the thing.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't either.
It is. But
I do. I'll be on the Comic Core tomorrow night talking about it with Kat Wren. So I better watch it.
Those are the three I read, and the other two I picked up. I don't think there's any surprise which two they'd be. Obviously, Immortal Hulk and Venom. But one of my books, my shop decided to no longer. I didn't have it on a pull list, and I've been reading every issue, and it took a break for a while, and then I forgot to put it back on, and my shop didn't order it, so I got to wait.
What's that
book? It is Aberrant, Volume 2.
Oh, yeah, right.
I've been doing a Barrett for a while, and I think I'm going to talk about that a little later in our segment. But yep, that's what I picked up.
All right, Jason, what have you been reading today?
Today I started off with Tom King's Batman, and that was just awful, John. Did you read it?
No, I've caught all the way up, and I enjoyed basically I read like 8 issues over the weekend, and I would say I really liked 3. I disliked 2 of them, and I was indifferent about a couple of them.
This one was like a clusterfuck of uncharacteristic things of Batman, and it was like you're like, what is going on? And it kept going like from a flashback to I guess present. It's like a flashback to present, and it was just a hodgepodge of a mess. And
because I really enjoyed like a couple of those the last couple of Dream issues. I really kind of got into the Dream stuff. Like when the Question is interviewing Catwoman, I was like, this is freaking wild and awesome.
The questions were dumb though. Like I love seeing the question, but the question was, I don't know. I didn't like the interview.
I dug it. No, I dug the whole part of the fact that all the unresolved questions that are eating away at Batman. I dug that. And then the last bit when he finally figures out a way to wake up from the dream and ask the question that's been eating away at him the whole time. And there's that great splash page of like the 2 of them dancing in the streets. Like
I love that page. Yeah,
that's
I do.
Cool.
The art in that was incredible. I really like
that.
Of course,
he does not love Catwoman. That's
right.
The thing. So that's why you just brought it up. I swear, I got it in my pre-order. I'm gonna be so pissed off. I'm sorry, John, to cut you off, but
no, do it,
I had to do it, man. I had to do it because I swear I'm gonna be pissed off on that book.
Dude, he can be both, man. He can like date Catwoman or marry Catwoman and be Batman, like but Tom King doesn't want that to happen yet, I guess, but like he doesn't really love.
I respect the idea that he can't. I respect the idea that he can't. That the whole point of being Batman is that he's sacrificing basically normal life.
Yeah, I can accept that.
And a marriage implies a sort of normal life that he's just not ever going to be able to really live. In fact,
that wasn't the answer though to the question. Like the answer at the end was that that's true, and I'd respect that answer. But it was that he really doesn't love Catwoman. I was like, oh, okay, well, really, Tom, like. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that truth. But I loved in the what is it? The lead up to the wedding, they had those prelude to the wedding, that little 5 issue.
Those are
and
fun.
It ended with the Joker really just laying it out there for him and saying this can't work. Don't you see that this can't work?
Yeah, and how about that church exploding and everyone lying there to death? They're everyone's dying and bleeding out. Then next issue's nothing happened. You're what happened? Tom King just loves doing whatever he wants and not explain anything. And the same thing when he escaped to jail.
I can't wait to talk Heroes in Crisis.
Oh my gosh, dude, he's a continuity demon. God, yeah. Anyways, that's how I started my morning off.
Nice.
That was bad.
Well, I know you tried to get the vegetables out of the way before the.
I usually just go in alphabetical order. It's fun. Next one was Justice League, which is amazing. Justice League was incredible, man. And the stakes keep getting higher and higher. The action gets more and more intense. Love Justice League. It's just so complicated to explain, though, but it's so good. Then I read Superman number 11. They finally bring Rogozar back into the mix, and then Superman and the grown-up, John Kent dealing with his Superman's dad, and just war and trying to get everyone to stop firing, and then battling Rogozar, and then just kind of ends on a little cliffhanger. But it was good action, good art. Even though I haven't been a biggest fan of Bendis' Superman. Then Marvel, dude, Daredevil 5 was awesome.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about this latest run. I only read the first issue. Never got past that.
Those were part of the books that were damaged on my LCS.
Dude.
So a lot of it was what's going on with this place? But it's not their fault.
I wish it had been a little more wild, man. Because at the end, he's at the last issue, he was wearing the Punisher shirt.
Yeah,
it's on.
3 was the best issue, and then and that was the one that I was like, okay, now I'm hooked. I liked 1, I didn't like 2, I liked 3 a lot, and then
at the end of 4, he was wearing the Punisher shirt. I was like, oh man, he's snapped. He's gonna go hard.
You guys are killing me right now. That's what I want to jump into.
I'm not gonna spoil. I won't spoil that one. I'll stop talking about that one, dude. Guardians of the Galaxy. You guys talked about that. That was awesome. Immortal Hulk 17 was super cool too, man. Dude, that that story is just incredible. It's just going to go down as like probably one of the best runs of Hulk of all time, like guaranteed.
Absolutely, it is.
Dude, Old Man Quill was awesome. You saw old Viv Vision in there. You had old Nova in there. That one continues to be
Richard
good.
Rider Nova.
Yeah, I think right.
Some serious Dick Rider going on in there.
I just want the right one in there. I don't want Sam Alexander in there.
Right.
Ooh, it actually was Alexander. You're right. It was Alexander.
Fuck. Sorry.
JD, did you read War of the Realms, Spider-Man and the League of Realms?
No, I did not. I passed that one up because I didn't understand it.
Yeah, it says Nova Prime Alexander.
Yeah.
Right there. You're right.
Yeah, it was decent. Like, it was pretty good. It's just pretty much Spider-Man with like a crew of people he's unfamiliar with. You know, a lot of stuff. People from like Asgard and hodgepodge of like other realms, like a crew going together to stop like some battle from happening. And then Spider-Man's trying to stop these guys from like acting wild and recklessly fighting with abandonment because there's civilians around, and he doesn't want to kill anybody. So he's trying to stop that. And ends up being like a ceasefire.
Like he's right on the outskirts of the main battle.
Yeah. But yeah, it was worth checking out. Yeah. Also, the Giant Man was worth checking out. It's only 1 of 3. I
was gonna get it. I wanted to hear it because I hear
it's fun
story. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Doing that right? Who's writing that now?
I don't know. Let me find out.
I think it's his first time or something, or no.
While we're taking a second, let me shout out Comic Chad. Comic Core Chad is in the chat, and he's dropping the link for these shirts. If you just go to tpublic.com and search Comic Core, you're going to find the shirts by the
Unlimited shirts.
There's a bunch of different shirts. Of course, you just want the Comic Core Unlimited one, and that's fine. If that's all you want to get, that's fine. But I want a bunch of shirts.
The newest shirt that everyone has to buy is the John Comics with Kids shirts. Yeah, John, as you know, if you saw the unboxing match, dude, like John won the unboxing match, so it's a picture of John with the crown, dude. Everyone needs to pick that shirt up. It's amazing. John always wins, He's like Thanos.
And now I'm compared to Thanos. I'm actually pretty happy about that as well. Let me show that off here. If you're gonna do it right, let's do it right. So there's the
gangster, son.
That's the shirt. If you guys want the shirt, it's there.
I will rock that every day
shirt.
Man.
I can't wait to order that.
I just ordered one of those today.
I'm trying to get a pillow. Just to let you know.
I ordered that.
Hey, does that come in extra small? I'm so ripped.
Just for my guns.
Right.
Yeah, so thank you, Comic Core Chad, for throwing that out there. And yes, you can grab a bunch of different shirts. They've got the Great Legend saying, damn, you got the new stamp. They've got a lot of fun shirts on there. So I just want to shout him out.
It's Wednesday, bitch, is another one.
Wednesday, yeah.
That's a funny one.
It's a bunch of inside jokes. if you guys all watch Comic Core, you know.
Not too soon.
And that's the thing. The people that it's geared toward are the people that are sitting here in the chat right now watching this channel. You definitely will get a laugh out of wearing these. And I wore mine on New Comic Book Day at my LCS. Nobody knew what it was, but I knew what it was, and that's all that matters.
That's right,
and thanks to Comic Tom. He jumped in the chat a little bit ago. Thank you, sir. Nice to have you here. Get back to your listening, Jason.
Yeah, Giant Man was written by Leah Williams, JD.
Okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, it was good. Worth checking out, man. It's a really fun story. And then I think that's it. I didn't get around to reading Uncanny X-Men. I've been enjoying that, but didn't get a chance to do that. There was another one. I really want to read Spider-Man Life Story number 3 because that has been amazing. And then
really good.
My favorite, Gideon Falls, came out today. I didn't get to read that, and Oblivion Song. Looking forward to. But Little Bird 3 came out.
By the way,
what's that, JD?
Oblivion Song is up to 14, so I don't think 15. It's going much longer than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Little Bird 3 came out today, so I got a lot of catching up to do.
I'm pretty impressed that already just the two of you done with your reading list, and you've already hit every book I picked up today. So I'm feeling good about my choices, except clearly for the Batman. But
if I disappear, my battery died, and I'm gonna plug in somewhere else, and then
okay, cool, no worries.
A different view. So letting you guys know in case.
Rod, what have you been reading lately? Anything that you've been reading at home? Anything you snagged today?
Well, I have not said anything because I got VegaCon coming this weekend. But I will say that that Daredevil, man, I read the last one, and I can't wait to read the next one. You guys already talked about it.
We
Man,
didn't tell you anything. No?
so many hate on it, man. There's so many people hating on
Chips and
Daredevil. Edwin and Perry right now, I'm gonna blast them right now. These guys are hating on me for reading this book. And
Good writing. I
know right now,
the art.
this book is fire.
But
This
yeah,
book is fire.
this book is really good. I think that's Chip Zdarsky's a great writer. I think the art sometimes gets a little bit. Okay, I get it. I mean, I guess I like everything else. Like Russell Dowderman drawing Daredevil on these next 2 issues is so much better. As he is known as the god. What's it? The god with no fear.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Now, is that going to be a series, or is that just like?
I wish.
Six books.
It's it's gonna be. There'll be 2 more Daredevils. God of the next one is called.
But those are tie-in issues to the War of the Realms.
Yeah.
When does the first one
writing Daredevil?
When does the first one come out?
The first one, well, the first time you hear about it was in War Scrolls. The next one is Daredevil, and then it's going to be just the Daredevil story. Daredevil, I have it right here.
I'm saying, like, are there standalone issues called Daredevil, the God Without Fear? Or
that's number 1. I think it's in what book had it in the not the Avengers Strike Force one.
But it's not part of War Scrolls. It's just they're setting it up.
Right. They set it up in War Scrolls.
Okay.
Where he gets everything, and then
maybe I need to grab those when they drop.
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, it's the God. It literally is exactly what they say.
Because I don't feel like I get enough of him in the main story. War of the Realms.
You have the Punisher coming. The Punisher 2. You have Venom 14, which is the one that came out today. Was that Venom 14? No, Venom 12. Venom 14 is a big one. Because that's that storyline. But then there is the Giant Man one, and then there's where is it? War of the Realms, War Scrolls 2 is going to be Daredevil, and I think there is one more issue that's after May that's in the June run.
Yeah, I don't need all that though. I just want to read Daredevil, and that's it. It's just so many tie-ins, guy. I mean, a lot of money.
That's why you got to pick and choose which ones. And I go
exactly.
So
I just want to see Daredevil with the sword more, and I got to know which ones to grab. If it's just Daredevil, God Without Fear, then I'll just pick up that book when it comes out.
Actually, it's only 2. It'd be only 2.
But Spider-Man Life Story, I have to say, is the 80s. I read the 60s, the 70s, and yeah, man.
I hear great things. Yeah.
Yeah. So even Reggie likes it, man. So if Reggie dig the book, so. You know, we got to keep.
He doesn't read a lot of modern stuff, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you've been reading, Rod? Anything else you've been enjoying?
Oh man, I want to put a while. Naomi, you got Naomi, man.
Issue 5 today, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm still waiting for it. I called my LCS. I told them to hold it for me, and not only that, I also got Incredible Hulk, man.
Oh, and Mortal Hulk, yeah.
And Uncanny X-Men 18 is another one. So I gotta read these books. I'm waiting for them. Bunch of stuff, guys. Bunch of stuff. MegaCon this weekend. Hopefully, I can pick up a few books this week, and it's just hopefully I won't pay for full price for half these books, man.
Yeah, that's the tough one. So for me, everybody's already mentioned all the books that I picked up today, but I'll run through them again real quick. It was a light week as far as books from. I always joke that the show I do after this, the book club show, generally is the list of books that I pick up each week. So I have War of the Realms, which was last week's book that we were discussing last week with JD, and I have Guardians of the Galaxy, which we did with Sasquatch at one point.
Great story so far.
And if I don't have this, I can't be back on the book club anymore. That's a requirement. But no, I'm just teasing. But like I had to get that because I'm actually really, as much as I'm confused, I'm really still enjoying it. Let's see. Edwin is asking about the T-shirts. He wants the newsstand shirt, but does it have the Comic Core logo on the back? As far as I know, it doesn't. It's just the newsstand and the barcode. And I ordered one of those today, but I'll let you know when they arrive. I'll sport them all out here, and you can check them out. I'm basically promising to get through Immortal Hulk and keep reading it until I think Ross stops doing these covers. So at this point, I'm locked in, and I've got the full run.
Al Ewing's been around a long time. I got to think this is a long run for him on a particular book where he hasn't broken every issue is him, you know? He hasn't taken a break yet. And I got to say it's going to happen. But, he's an older guy, but he's good. And I don't know what he's going to do because he's
everything through that through the green door and into the hell sequence.
Yeah.
Is unbelievable. I mean, it is like
makes sense,
absolutely the best Hulk story I've ever read.
Right.
No doubt.
I love it when these writers do that.
And I'm hoping that he's building up something new here that can keep kind of growing in that same vein. But I don't know how you top that first, 13, 12 issue run. I mean, it's just incredible.
But did you ever picked up that? Was it issue 2 or 3, the one you needed?
I got all of them now. I'm actually full set, the whole Alex Ross run. I got a couple of even extra like variant prints, but I really just got the run, and so I'm doing well there. Thanks, Rob. I know you were looking for issue 3 for me for a while. I got 2 pretty easy, but 3 for whatever reason I just could not for the life of me find that. So on a new comic book day, I went and bought all the Batman issues I stopped collecting. And Jason knows all about me trying to I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with it. They're in the dream sequence for too long for me. So I quit. But then my LCS had all those issues for $1 each. So I just went through and snagged all the back issues I wanted to read. And it was good enough sporadically that I was like, you know what? Today they got a Frank Cho cover. I'm a sucker for Frank Cho. I'm just going to blast this and see how we do. So now I'm less excited, but my shop owner says this is probably going to be a joined cover where you get the next issue connects to it in some way.
That'd be cool.
So hopefully I get some more Frank Cho love next week and I can ride through this storm. And if you enjoy Old Man Hawkeye, Old Man Logan, or Old Man Quill, following this program on my channel, I'm going to have Jason, I'm going to have Jeffrey, I'm going to have Chad from 90 Miles from Comics, and we're going to go old man like crazy, although I'm probably the only old man really in that group.
Really?
We're going to
have an old soul.
Rod, I'm older than you, brother.
I'll be 42 this year, man.
I'm going to be 42 in June, brother.
I'm old. Oh, okay. But we're still sexy gentlemen here, guys.
Hey.
Look at that. Look at JD. He's still got all his hair. Look at John, all his hair.
Come on. This is all your hair? If this is all your hair, brother. You got okay, there you go.
Look at that sexiness right there.
Look at that.
I got a back.
There's
Ric Flair here. There we go.
Never start losing my hair. Rod, you want to borrow this sometime? Yeah, let me know.
Oh my God.
Right, well, Comics in the chat. Thank you for coming by, brother. You do not have to disown me. I have continued the legacy. I'm still here. So we're going to jump over to, we got a little time. We're going to talk to Rod about MegaCon. Rod is a Florida native. He is getting ready and geared up for a major comic convention down there. He gave me the list of comic community people going to this convention. It is like a who's who of our comic community, led, of course, by Mr. Just the Rican himself. So, Rod, can you give us a little rundown on maybe like who's going to be there, maybe artists or community members? What is like just some of the people you're excited to meet?
Well, you know, I'm really excited to meet a bunch of people. Actually, the one with the greatest beard ever goes by Mr. White Whale Comics. The only thing is, White Whale is gonna be there on Thursday and Friday only, though. That's the thing, because I have a thing where either I go Saturday or Friday because I got the show to do Saturday. So we got White Whale going Thursday and Friday. We got Perry Comics going Saturday. We got Steve Whiting, Steve Whiting is like epic. He's going.
Dude, he just gave Bueller a Hulk 181 as a gift. That's Steve Whiting. If you don't know who Steve Whiting is, Dude just dropped a TJ level hammer on Bueller the other day.
Hey, get ready for this. I'll drop it right now. He's gonna be at Coast to Coast Comics in my house Saturday.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's what's gonna happen. So he doesn't know. He's going through everything. He's gonna go through Thursday through Friday. And actually we got Jeff Comic 813, the Cantonese guy. We know him from Tampa, Florida. He's going Saturday. Comic Smurf is going Thursday and Friday. Stay Puff 1983 is going Saturday. So one more person I have to mention right now, Spartan 118 from Brandon. He's going all 4 days, guys. And another member
that's a soldier right there, man. 4 days comic convention. Woo.
He lives in Orlando, he told me. So another brother right here, California Blend. He's going all 4 days, and he has a booth. He's gonna be located at the Artist Booth Alley, 70A. So California Blend. So he's an artist, guys. So
dang, look at all those people.
Well, that's only 9. I thought it should be more.
That's a lot of people. I mean, I was at WonderCon and I was like, I don't know that many people here. That's a much bigger list.
You add myself, that make it 10. And then Bake the Snake can't make it. He's busy.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be there. Okay.
Yeah, I thought so too. But and we got Comic Smurf in the house too. He'll be there. I can't wait. It's gonna be epic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like so. You guys are gonna have. I want to hear like a C2E2 stories. You know, not to be gone.
But the question is, everyone's telling me to go Saturday, but I need to go Friday because I gotta do everything for the show Saturday. So if I can record everything Friday, do a nice little video for you guys, and then Steve Watney comes to the house, and then we could just have a good time. And I'm hoping Perry could come live on Saturday night at 8:00. We'll see what happens, but
that's a good crew. That sounds like a lot of fun. And don't worry about like I stress about like, oh, I'm gonna miss this show because I'm at the con or whatever. Like your community will be there for you. You go to the con, you enjoy that experience, and just you shoot some fun video of what is it, karaoke or whatever JD gets into.
Dude, JD is the master of karaoke.
One song.
JD's the master of karaoke. He'll crush Elvis or Sinatra and have the whole entire place bumping and going like in 2 seconds. He's a karaoke beast.
Yeah, so this is my second year, so I'm pretty stoked. But yeah, man. So
is there a book or two that is like the one that Rod's looking for? I'm gonna get me one of these.
Yeah, there's a few. I have a list here. I'm a Flash fan. You guys already know.
Love that.
And I actually got the first race from the
199
Flash. So that's my little Silver Age. And I got this from Edwin, his buddy from San Antonio, hooked me up. We worked out a deal, and I rebagging board, guys. So this is the first race.
Beautiful.
199. The ones I'm looking for is Flash 175. That's the second race.
The World's Finest 198, 199.
And and I got that on the list too. So
I sold one in an auction we did here.
Damn it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can't be in every auction, Rob.
So everything but 199.
But those are my notes. Those are the ones I'm looking for. And actually, I have to throw this out there because you guys know I'm Puerto Rican, and I know JD's got some Spanish in him.
Yeah.
The one that I'm looking forward to right now is Deadly Hands of Kung Fu.
Oh yeah.
That's Hector Ayala, the first Puerto Rican in comics. So the white tiger. So that's the one I'm searching for.
That's it. That was good. That's what my favorite part about that storyline. I think Starlin, might have created part of that character. A couple of guys made it. It was a pretty well written for a while. It went for 12 issues was the first run, and then he showed up with a team. So
yeah, it's by Marvel through on from 1975, and You know, if I could get a mid-range comic for $25, I mean, I'll pay high grade if I have to, but man, I need it. I need it because
Nice.
I need I need the Puerto Rican comic books.
Did you ever read the story?
I have not, sir.
Definitely read the story. You'd like it.
I'm pretty sure I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a quick shout out. We were mentioning auctions, and a friend and somewhat neighbor of mine, Tank Collects. He's over on Instagram. If you just search Tank Collects, he's got two. He's got a Sells Comics page, and he's got his regular page. But he is helping a friend who has an insane collection. And tonight, in about the next half hour, he's going to be on his Instagram, letting you see some of the books and give you a first chance at some of these. I'm not even kidding. 75 long boxes of books, Silver Age, Copper. I mean, just some insane books. And he's going to be flipping through some stuff. And he's a really nice guy. He's here in Southern California near me. And if you want to check out his Instagram page, that's going to be my quick community shout out. Just want to make sure he gets a bunch of people in there and can hopefully make some good money for his friend. And you can maybe get a good deal on some sweet books.
Sounds good.
So, Rob, is there anything else for WonderCon that you're really pumped on? I know that I'm sorry, not WonderCon, MegaCon. Is there? I know that the artist signings can be insane with the lines and all that kind of stuff. But is there anything that you're hoping to get done elsewhere?
Well, see, the thing is, I'd rather go on Friday because it's like I don't want to be around so many people if I go hunting. That's the thing. So I'd rather go Saturday. And, you know, I'm not worried about the signatures and all that good stuff. I had mine done last year. I met Donnie Case and all that. So I just want to go have a good time and meet the chat and meet the community and just find my books, man.
That's and that I think is totally respectable. I mean, I think after the last con I went to, which was really my first big con, I'd be like tempted to stay away from an artist signing unless it was somebody I was desperate to meet and get a chance to talk to. Those lines just took up so much of my time that I'd rather spend, like you're saying, searching and hunting and
unless it's Jolie Jones that's doing Catwoman. That's I need to meet her.
Yeah, Joel Jones. That was like the one that I really wanted to make sure that I spent time to get in that line and get to meet. And having all those Lady Killer books, I was like ready to just chat it up with her a little bit. So I wanted to use a little bit of time before we get into our community shout out. I know that Jason reads a lot of books digitally. I've been getting into the comic app for Marvel, the Marvel Unlimited. I know that JD does it to protect some of his books, so he doesn't have to read his really nice ones, his slab books, obviously. So he uses some of those apps. Rod, I don't know if you use any of these, but you can feel free to chime in as well. I was hoping to, as a person who wants to get more into the DC app, who wants to appreciate maybe Comixology and some of these other apps as well, I was hoping to have a little discussion about the functionality and the usage of digital comics. JD, you look like you're ready to start off. Do you want to say a little something?
Yeah, I subscribe to both the DC and to Marvel Unlimited. And they are two different apps. It's not the same thing. To me, it's two different things. One is I get to read everything that I, might have read, might have read that's classic and everything old with the Marvel app, the stuff I collect. The DC app is on steroids because you get the stories that were the ones that I've missed the most that you can't open up and read anymore, and they were never digital until now, which is like the Alan Moore Swamp Thing on the DC app.
Sure.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's a top thing there. There's all the original. I mean, you guys keep bringing out those omnibuses of Green Lantern and everything else by Jeff Johns. I get to get it right now. And I'm reading it sitting there, and I'm loving this app because I've done my DC thing. I don't want to. I can't get any more books. It's too many. So what I'm trying to do is not buy all these books, but I still got a lot of time to read digitally. That's the DC app. I'm not knocking the Marvel app. The Marvel app is good. Doesn't have everything I'm looking for. But again, I'm kind of weird and going stuff from like the 50s and 59. And I'm doing like the Tales of Suspense. Pre-Hero Marvel, like the Ditko, the Stan Lee, before the Fantastic Four 1 came out. all those Journey into Mysteries where the Sorcerer, who actually is the prototype of Doctor Strange. You see the Hulk, but it's not the Hulk. He's called the Hulk. You get where everything came from. It's just something really cool to read. But they don't have those on there, and I write them all the time.
Right.
But also the DC app is cheaper and comes with all the freaking movies and everything you want.
Yeah,
And
can you talk? What's the price point for it? Do you know off the top of your head about
I think I paid $7.99 for DC and $10.95 for Marvel Unlimited.
I think it's like $76 for the whole year for DC.
Yeah, and then you get the app. You get the
video content, right?
Yeah, on the big TV, I just downloaded the app to the Amazon thing, and then all of a sudden, DC app logged in. Boom! I was reading Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Put something on from my wife to look at Zatanna, what she looked like. Showed a bunch of Adam Hughes covers of some Catwoman and stuff. It was great. And then, boom, Swamp Thing trailer right into Doom Patrol. And
are they dropping the series on there like Netflix does, where you get the whole season, or are they doing it like a week?
I'm not sure because I haven't caught up to all that. But Doom Patrol is out there right now.
Do you know the answer to that, Rob? Do they drop a full season at once?
Actually, they would drop, like, if you watch it right now, like I think Doom Patrol is almost over, but they drop an episode once a week.
Okay.
And
so traditional on that
Swamp Thing, that's the one I'm waiting for.
Swamp Thing is the one because that's going to be based on Alan Moore. So and that's where I'm like, okay, DC's going to win the TV battle for me. They're going to lose the movie battle. No, you're losing the movie battle. End of story. You throw in the towel. Shazam, lifesaver. You know, of the two Captain Marvels, that was the better one. You know, but that's my big thing is you get the digital content with DC. Marvel is more money, and to me, they dropped all their library out there. DC did. Marvel holding back stuff they don't think people want to read, but that's the shit I want to read.
Well, and isn't DC aiming to have just as many books online by the end of the year as Marvel does?
Well,
as it has more.
I was going to say, as a counterpoint, like, because I've been wanting to subscribe to DC, for a while, but I'm waiting for Swamp Thing to come out first before I do. But I feel like the bad thing about DC is that they trade their comics. They're only there for a limited time before they get new ones, and the ones that they had on there before, they drop them off. As opposed to Marvel.
I heard they weren't going to do that anymore.
Yeah, I hear that's just kind of like a main staple of how it is. Yeah, I mean, unless things changed recently,
they said they where some kind of software thing.
Yeah, Marvel Unlimited just keeps stacking, you keep building, and they release like thousands and thousands of comics like every month. They have a whole entire team dedicated to just the back catalog.
So and they do it also like every they're 6 months back, right? Mm-hmm. So like every Wednesday they're releasing the books that came out 6 months, because I've just caught up reading the last 2018 run of the Century. Mm-hmm. And I was able to finally read the latest issue because it was exactly 6 months ago. So I was on the app. I had read the first 4 pretty quickly, and I was just waiting each week, checking, is this the Wednesday when they drop issue 5?
Yeah.
So they're always adding the newest stuff.
New stuff, 6 months later. But they also have a dedicated team to get the whole entire back catalogs on there constantly. So,
and I heard the process is rough, and I'm giving them a hard time just because it's something that I'm. By the way, I use the Marvel app probably more than I use the DC app by far, but I use the Marvel app because I've been reading a lot. Most of the content that I've been reading has been doing that, and I'm laying in bed, can't fall asleep. Bang, let's go grab some dick. Right. Like that, it's great. We can do whatever you want to do. The hardest part you have is the Marvel is. You're right. They come out with everything really quick. The only thing with Marvel is that it is a little bit more expensive. And when the movies come out, when I got to go to Disney Plus or whatever that is, so I'm dropping Netflix, Mm-hmm. I mean, literally Disney is Thanos snapping his finger. Half of freaking all the other broadcasters are going out of business.
Oh, for sure.
But the one thing I like about DC, I don't know if I'm sorry, JD.
Okay.
But the one thing I don't know about Marvel, but I know what DC does. They do DC like every day, like a newscast, like every day. So it's pretty neat. Like, it's DC News, so it's about maybe 20, maybe 20, 25 minutes, but it's every day. It's like DC News, and then you watch it. I'm sure you guys watch this stuff on YouTube on on Twitter and stuff like that. But you can turn on the DC app and there you go. Watch DC News for a few minutes and watch a hot chick talk about comics and stuff like that. And you got a nice panel. And that's what they do. It's pretty neat, man.
Yeah, Marvel has a lot of stuff like that too on their website, on Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah.
I'm a huge I was into Marvel Unlimited website, checking that website all the time because I like to get my points, and they have like different ranking systems. I'm maxed out on like true believer status, but I'm saving my points because if you have enough, you can like be a character in the background or something of a comic, like they'll draw you in. So like I'm trying to stack my points. I think.
So how do you get more points? Just by ordering swag?
Yeah, I mean by ordering, like by buying comics digitally, or like using those digital codes that you have in the back, or like they'll have like little contests. If you like watch their videos, if you watch their trailers, they'll like stack points to your account. So like it's pretty cool. But I mean, one day I'll be in the background of a comic, but I think it'll probably be like the next like 2 or 3 years. But I mean,
tell us which one so we can all get it.
But yeah, they have a lot of cool like extra content though. They have a lot of different shows, a lot of different podcasts. Like there's a lot of extra content from Marvel. They have a whole entire really good team. They have a cooking show. Like they have a lot of extra stuff. It's awesome. But it's good to see DC doing that too.
It's great. It is good. But here's an example. I brought this up last time about digital, and this is my thing. I have the original here. I've never been able to reread it. I still bought this.
Yeah. Reading physical is always better, dude. Yeah.
On the Marvel app, I still bought the facsimile copy. True Believers, I like, but I love facsimiles, and these are $5.
Yeah.
Worth every penny. Because everything but the stank. Everything but the stank. No. But here's the thing. I could have read it for free on Marvel app. Mm-hmm. I still bought it. So Marvel's a genius.
Reading physical is always better.
I'm the sucker. So well, the facsimiles are so good though. The Fantastic Four 1, they keep doing these and they're great.
We might have lost Jason there. I don't know. But yeah, I think this whole panel is of the mind that as much as it is useful to read digital, we all want to buy physical copies, especially of the books we care passionately about. The benefit of reading digital for me is I'm able to go back and read something like that Century, which I totally missed from last year, and check it out. And I liked it so much, I found a guy selling it for less than cover price on eBay, and I basically got the whole run, and it's coming to me. So I enjoyed it and was able to kind of pick and choose and say, you know what, I really want a set of these to keep in my collection. So I've been using it as sort of like a free grazing until I find the thing I really want, and then I can purchase that book and own the hard copy.
That's classic. That's a great way to collect and buy comics. That's exactly what I mean. That's digital. That's a digital supplier's dream right there.
Yeah, right there, getting me on every end.
Yeah,
but it's good for you, John, because you do your storyline and you do your storyline show. So that's good for you to go out there and just like search for like characters like the Flash, where I'm waiting for you to do a storyline. So there it is, man.
I will say, there's definitely I need to do the Flash for sure.
Modern
people have been talking about Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, and I want to stay away from like the biggest names that everybody's talking about. I mean, everybody talks about Batman and Spider-Man on these channels, so I'm trying to stay away from those guys. But nobody talks about Flash or Wonder Woman or Punisher. I kind of wanted to spend some time on undervalued characters for sure. But yeah, I do agree about it. Which is why I need the DC app at some point, because I got to start reading up on those characters as much as I read the Marvel stuff. And that's probably a selfish reason why I wanted to have this discussion with you guys. Several people in the chat threw out other digital forms, and I didn't want to let them get overlooked. Obviously, I had mentioned Comixology, but several people talked about a library card can work for this. You can use a digital library card and download a digital copy of a book onto an iPad or Kindle and read it that way. Really cool. Also, if you have an Amazon Prime account, there are certain books that you can download for free, trades that you can read for free on your Kindle. And my girls have done that. I downloaded the entire first, I think, omnibus or whatever of the original Avengers Kirby run. And my girls can read that at any point. It is actually now permanent on their Kindle. They have that. They have the original Spider-Man Ditko stuff. It's kind of fun to be able to go back and read some of those original classics, and my girls have kind of enjoyed those, especially Kate on the Fantastic Four. That's she's very great legend, Kate. And So it's a fun way for them to read those stories. What's that?
You definitely got to read Doctor Strange.
I know. I got to get her.
Oh man!
Now,
the Strange Tales, Doctor
Strange Tales, right? I got to start Strange Tales 110, right?
Just do the Doctor Strange stories, and then do the Doctor Strange storyline after that, and the Marvel premiere after that. They're all only about 10, 12 issues.
I have some of the Marvel premiere run. Not digital, but like hard copy.
Yeah, I have all of them except for 4. I don't know why. It's not even a key book. But I won't buy it on eBay. So that's not
Great Legend says, "Woo, Kate, Fantastic Four for life." Yeah, Legend. She was reading. Kate, honey, what was the Fantastic Four you were reading the other day? You said, "Oh, I want to go back and read this older Fantastic Four one." 175. That's not too old, but it's older.
No, that's. I believe that's. Hang on, that is Galactus versus the. Help me out.
What was the importance of that one? Why did you want to? It was connected to another one, probably a Vision Scarlet Witch thing.
Maybe it wasn't 175, but it had the first. Crystal joined the FF.
Okay, so when Crystal joined the FF,
when Sue Storm was out.
Because Sue Storm, that's what it was. Sue Storm was out, and Kate wanted to know about this new woman who's going to replace my Sue Storm. Kate's like, "How can somebody replace my Sue Storm?"
Good stuff. Good stuff. That's parenting done right.
Yeah, I was gonna say raising them right. That's
parenting done right. That is great stuff. That's awesome. Get Out Unlimited. So
so for us, and that's been really valuable. And again, library. We love going to the library and getting graphic novels there as well. It's not digital, I know, but that's another part of that. Like, hey, I'm going to try things out, and if I really like it, buy the books. Jason, you kind of got cut off there. Was there something you wanted to mention there? Digital. I know you're a big digital comics guy.
Yeah. I mean, reading physical to me is always the best. It's just, all encompassing. It just envelops you. You can just the smell of the paper, the shine of the gloss and the ink, man. It's just so much better and a better experience reading physical over digital in my experience. But once you get to the point where I don't know, I feel like a lot of modern comics aren't really worth like stacking or holding on to. So you just got like boxes and boxes full of stuff. So it's like, what? And you're not, I don't sell comics. I've never sold a comic in my life, but I mean, eventually I'll probably will have to or want to get rid of some stuff to save up for some of my grails that I want to get, and that stuff I'll have space for, so a lot of modern books, I'm like, let's get the digital, keep it on file and go back onto it and check it when I can. But yeah, man, reading stuff physically is always so much better, man, than digital. But digital is great too. But I was going to say, the other day I was reading a physical comic the other day for the first time in a while. And I found myself swiping the page, instead of turning it, like,
awesome.
Yeah, I laughed at myself for a good 5 seconds. It's like, wow, didn't mean to do that.
That's funny.
I was saying today was a 5-book day, 5 new book day. Should have been 6, but they stopped carrying the book I wanted. You had Kate's, Aaron, Hopeless. You had all of my favorite writers today, and I sat there and I was thinking I could just digitally get it. I don't have to run to the shop anymore, and I probably could get a discount on it. But then I was like, I still got to go into a shop.
Right.
You never know what they got the last 4 days. Hey, did you get anything new in? No, dude.
You got to cruise the wall books, see what came in, right?
I always look the back wall. That's a good Avengers. You have it? Yeah. What are you looking for? I'm like, none
of those.
None of those. They do have a nicer copy of Swamp Thing 35. It's not a big key. It's just a great cover. So it's gonna be Swamp Thing 25. Great cover of Abigail just with headlights. It's nice, really nice copy.
And a Great Legends giving Justin Rican Rod a little love there in the chat. And you guys, he's been awesome for us tonight, and I hope you guys will check out his channel because you're going to find a lot of cool shows that you're going to want to make sure you catch each week when he does them. We're going to do our community shout-outs here. I gave mine to Tank Collects already. I've got to jump because I'm setting up the live stream for my next show at 8:15. Jason, I'm not sure if I have your email address. Just drop it in the Facebook thing, and I'll have it so I can throw it in.
Sweet.
But it'll be me. It's going to be Comics Misexplained. I'm hoping that Jeffrey Comic-Con jumps in, and we'll, of course, have Chad 90 Miles from Comics. We're going to do old man talk and not
15. It's 11:03 over here.
Not talk about Viagra, but we're going to talk about good comics instead. Old man talk. So, Rod, you are killing it, man. Thank you so much for coming, man. You're just rocking it.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you everyone for just inviting me to the show tonight. I do want to say that oh man, just hang out with me Saturday, hang out with me Sunday, and man, all that good stuff, man. We got Coast to Coast shout out show, and yo man, I'll leave you guys alone. And
Nice.
MegaCon this Saturday, man, on Friday.
My community shout out is Jaguar Itzacoatl. I think I pronounced it right. Jaguar Xiuhcoatl. My Spanish is still right. Jaguar Itzacoatl. He's a guy who's on a lot of chats. Jugar, like Jaguar. He's great. He did this whole thing on Preacher, and remember how good the comic was. Remember, it's Garth Ennis. It's a great comic, and the show kind of soured everybody on Preacher for no reason. He did a great job, and then he started putting out a lot of content recently, and it's been just solid. Check him out. It's just a good show, and I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right, by the way.
Actually, you just mentioned that, and that was my first shout out for Sunday. I got a
Yours?
Yeah, it's right here, dude. It's
I don't know. I think I did.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. But
That's awesome. Great minds. Great minds think alike. That's awesome. I think my shout out will be to Who Dat Comics and Movies. He's going through some personal things right now. So if you ever see that he's having an auction, buy from that man. Help out Who Dat in a time of need right now. But yeah, man, it's been a great show, man. Love having you, Just Rican. Awesome seeing you face to face, dude.
Yeah.
This is sick. Let's do it again sometime, man. You gotta
Yeah,
come
let's
by.
do it. I just messed that up with the whole shout out, but anyway.
Always good. Hey guys, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we have great content on the Comic Core tomorrow. Game of Thrones. You don't want to miss that burning episode. I'm sorry, that fiery episode that's going on there. Bitch gone crazy. Then you Friday the Comic Core Off the Rails show, and I don't know if anything's going on Saturday. I'm not 100% sure, but again, don't forget Story on Monday, Golden Guys Tuesday, and a few other shows in the works that'll be coming up real soon. I'll have to give it a few people. But thanks again, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate you here on the Unlimited Show. Have a great night.